everyone and welcome back. That's Dr. Gitanjali Parekh, and today's topic, as you're seeing, is definitely order. And don't you feel that these words just resonate and just remind you of a quote scene in the movies, or if you happen to be in the actual life, definitely. And like there's a callousness in the courtroom, and then the magistrate or the judge puts a hammer on there and bangs the hammer and says order. Doesn't he look very powerful at that time? Definitely, the judiciary is indeed very powerful, and it just helps in regulating the rules and regulations the country concerned with the government. So it is definitely a very powerful system. Judiciary, as we were talking about, it is very powerful, and it just brings about the rules and regulations and governs the helps in the governance of the regulatory bodies. Now there have been, if you just view, you will just find that from writers to politicians, from freedom fighters, many people had known the heart of lawyers. If you just remember, in India itself, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, they had been all been lawyers. Or then Abraham Lincoln, you can just say, T.N. Session is there, Kapil Sibal is there, Nelson Mandela. Similarly, Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama, they also happen to be the lawyers. They are the luminaries lawyers. One of the dictionaries, that is the Cynics dictionaries, when we have to describe what is lawyer, they just say it is the person who circumvents with the law. But law is, as such, law has a very popular career choice in our country, and not today, but decades back. And it has become very popular during current times with the changing social and economic condition, and where the governance of these laws and order had become very much the requirement these days. And it's not only, basically, if you just ask me, it is not only a lucrative career itself, it is very adventurous itself, and it's a very exciting career. Now you must have even seen that their families, means to say generation after generation, they have the law families of people who follow the profession of law in those times. However, to become a lawyer, it is not mandatory that you should come from a family background where the law has been there. Anyone can go in for this career till the time that person has the passion and the zeal to do something. Lawyers held a very high or a high esteem in our society, and there's always a faith in the judicial system. You must have seen that when everything fails, the last thing the person approaches is the judicial system, or the legal path. And in our daily life also, if you come across the various legal advices the person may require for, and for that person it's better to have in some law. In situations we require someone, or someone who has a legal background or a legal profession, who can analyze and interpret the situation and can guide us much better. As in other profession, the academic excellence is the desired necessity. The person had to excel in that field, but in law it is not such. Anyone can go in, and the excellence in the degree does not count much, but the professional competency, you can say so, or the acquired experience, the experience that the person gains through practices and under some different lawyers, etc. That is the main benchmark of success. The degree obtained by an individual in this stream, it is not only that it is, means to say it is useful in this very field itself. No, it is not so. This degree can be utilized in businesses, academics, and politics as well. So unlike mean to say, not like other social science subjects, it is multidisciplinary in nature. You can't say that you just have to be with the arts background and you can just go. So it is not so. And in many law subjects, it is there that the person should have a scientific background. And Similarly, in some legal subjects, in many legal subjects, the knowledge of finance and accounts, it becomes an essential part of it. Now we will talk about the skills required for law. What are the skills which are required, which can help you define that okay, I should go in for the law subject or not. And that is, first is definitely good intellect. So you're able to analyze the situation, understand that, and definitely not dull-minded person cannot go in for that. So good intellect is there. Second is good communication skills. When we talk about good communication skills, it does not mean just oral but also written also. When you will go enter into law situation, you will just understand how the written thing also impacts. Then there is third point is persuasion skills. Persuade the cases. Then we have convincing skills. You should be able to, whatever point you have in mind, you should be able to convince the person that whatever you are saying is right. Then the person should have a good judgment of situation and the people around. It is not just assumption, but then he should be able to judge people around. Whatever the person is saying, someone is lying to you, it does not mean that you say, okay, no, that person is, but you should be able to understand something. Then a lawyer must also be fond of reading. This is very important because you will need to do a fair bit of research and to be a job. It doesn't mean so one case, but you must have seen they go for different case studies and then court. So for all that person, you should be very fond of reading. If you can't go in for it, don't go in for that. However, the most important skill that you need here is your logical reasoning. That is very important. You need to be able to look into the matters objectively and come to your own conclusions. Okay, this is the situation. Okay, this must be there, and how is it? What is this? That's very important. Then you should be able to argue on a topic, whatever topic has been given. Means to say definitely case. You should be able to argue on that. Then strong command over language. You should have the language ability. Whichever language you choose, you should have a good command of it. Good presentation skills are required. Then the fluency and clarity of speech is very important. Whatever you utter, it means the same thing. It does not mean something different. High level of confidence. You should be very confident person if you have to, okay, this is the case, I have understood the second, but I should be able to present and with great confidence. And if you are smart, presentable and not scared to voice your opinion, then definitely you should go in for a career in law. Now if you have to look into the pros and cons of a lawyer, what's the pros and the cons? And the pros is that's a very rewarding job in terms of perks and the respect. Okay. Secondly, it is very secure job. If you're working for certain corporate companies or institutions or something like that, then you just relax. Means to say you have to fight the case, nothing like that. And apart from it, it's a very exciting job. So boredom cannot affect you at all because you're fighting different cases and different situations are there. So you're always in an interested mode. Boredom is never there with you. Now we will talk about the cons. Then you can say so that end up making many enemies in this situation, and means to say you're working on several cases. You must have seen in the movies and serials also that lawyers end up making enemies. So same is the case here. People do not realize that it's his job, but they just throw all their frustration, all the anger on the lawyer. Secondly, it is extremely demanding job, especially when you go on the higher side. You would be working on so many cases up there. So it becomes very tight schedule. Means to say you have to work on deadlines and working hours also increases. And apart from that, it's a very competitive job. So everyone is looking for the opportunities. You just go around and see near the courts, etc. You will just find lots and lots of lawyers. It's not just one lawyer or two or three. There are many lawyers up there. So it's very competitive. Now we go on to the pay package. Pay package definitely is very important, and the person, means to say a lawyer who wishes to start practicing in the courts usually gets a stipend around 5,000 to 40,000, depending upon the person or the advocate he is associated with. And a law graduate working with the legal process outsourcing receives an attractive package, and the package ranges from 20,000 to 40,000 or 50,000 as such. And it's a very high paying profession, and salary is no limit. There is no limit for the salary, and it just depends upon your caliber, your popularity, your success, and how you handle your cases, etc. And the college you graduate from, the college also makes an important, means in the initial stage. There are certain very important colleges, they have their reputations up there, so people like to go in for there. And key thing which draws many people into this profession is that they are highly paid in this profession. And you can say so, like if you're an good established lawyer, you can yearly earn around 70,000 pounds. That's too much. We look onto the job prospects. What's the job prospects? So there are plethora of opportunities available for the law graduate, and one can either practice as an advocate in the court or can join a corporate firm. One can clear the UPSC exam, and a law graduate can become a judge also. And after gaining experience, a law graduate can hope to become a solicitor general or public prosecutor or other services to government departments or the ministries. And one can also go in for as legal advisor for various organizations. One can even go in for teaching jobs, join certain NGOs, or even can work as a reporter for newspapers, television channels, and get an attractive package. When we talk about demand and supply, so we can say so there is an acute shortage of qualified lawyers, and it has been one of the major problems in India. And the Bar Council of India has always expressed the concern that the young lawyers, they do not join the bar. So there are nearly 10 lakh lawyers in India, but according to law experts, only 20% of them can be considered fit enough to practice law in the courts. So you can see the dearth of it. And around 30,000, you can say so, law students, they graduate every year, and approximately 5,500 people are awarded registered solicitor training contracts, and they start working as training. And roughly 1,800 barristers are admitted to the bar. Now, according to the Bar Council, 48% of the new lawyers, they are females. So their females are taking major roles in law sector also, and over 34% people admit, or the lawyers admitted for the bar councils, they are from the ethnic minority groups. Now, if we talk about the law specialization, what specialization one can go for? Traditionally, it used to be that people used to say either go for civil or the criminal laws. But now it has become very much diversified, and there are various options available. Like not only the civil law, criminal, but there are cyber laws, also patent laws, corporate laws. So there are many more laws which you can just go ahead on my blog. I've given the description, I've given the link to it. You can just go out and study all those, because it becomes much more longer, otherwise the video will. There are certain top companies also, top law companies, and where you can just join after becoming there. Like there is Amarchand, Mangaldas, Khaitan and Company, Luthra and Luthra, Tralegal. The list of the top law companies are also given on my blog, which you can just check it out. Regarding the law schools or the institutions in India, so the the list is very comprehensive, but I'll just name few. You can just go on my blog and search for that. And that is the Faculty of Law is there, Delhi University, Law Department, Punjab University, Chandigarh, then Banaras Hindu University also has it. Then we have Gujarat National Law University is there, Nalasar University of Law, Hyderabad is there, National Law School of Indian University, Bangalore is there, National Law University, Jodhpur is there. So the list is very comprehensive. You just go there, and whichever college you feel interested in or just near to your vicinity, you can join that. As far as the law courses are concerned, so there are degree, diplomas as well as certificate law courses at undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD levels. The most common degree is definitely LLB, that is a Bachelor's of Law, and it is a 3 years degree course. After graduation, there is an entrance test for it, or depending upon the something. And it's a 3 years duration course. And there is also an integrated undergraduate degrees, means to say you pursue your BA or BSc along with LLB, and it's a 5 years duration course, and it is taken up after your 10+2 exams. And there is Masters of Law, that is LLM. So for that you have to do 1 or 2 years of after doing your LLB. Then there is Masters of Business Law is again there. It's again of 1 or 2 years depending upon the institution which is offering that. And then we have is the PhD program. Best thing about the law course is that one can do through various modes. So one can pursue not only time, or one can also pursue part-time through distance or the correspondence course, online or the virtual classroom programs. Now during the pandemic, mostly it's virtual or the online is going on, but definitely in future also if it happens to be there. So it's not limited to only that you can do on the full time, but you can do through various modes. We just go for the admission in law education. So students can go into law courses with any stream. It's not that only a person from the art stream can apply for the law course. The person from the science, commerce, whichever field after +2 can apply, means to say for those integrated courses. Then students who wish to get the admission in law, they have to appear the CLAT, that is your common law admission test, and it is conducted for admission to the National Law University, that is NLUs, and various other university institutions. Now through CLAT, students are admitted in integrated LLB and LLM course. Once the course is being completed or is finished, BCI provides a certificate of practice to the candidates so that they can that they have completed their LLB degree, and now they can start practicing. Now to practice in the profession of law and to receive certificate, it is mandatory for the candidates to qualify all India bar examination. So you have to give your examination, something like the medical people, they have to also give. So students who wish to pursue law courses from foreign university or the institutions, they have to apply for LSAT, that is LSAT. As far as the law entrance examinations are concerned, there are various examinations like AIB, All India Bar Exam, ALS, MAT Law School, CLAT is very common, that is Common Law Admission Test, DU Faculty of Law. So that list is also very comprehensive. You can just go to my blog and just search it and find it there. Now regarding the syllabus for the law entrance examination, the syllabus comprises of English including your comprehension, general knowledge or your current affairs, elementary mathematics is there, legal aptitude or the legal awareness, logical reasoning is there. So in short, you have to prepare yourself up and you have to be very smart in dealing with this. So if you have all these capabilities, definitely you should go in for law. For this, no other career is as rewarding, as dynamic, as high paying, as respectful as the law is. Right? When in the today's scenarios, if you just see how many times the Supreme Court came into picture to control the situations. You just didn't know about it. So if you want respect, you want position in the then definitely thank you very much. And before doing so, you subscribe to my channel if you just want to know more about different other careers in life. So just subscribe to me and share it with me. Thank you.